Hello lords and ladies of YouTube, and welcome back to Nightly Gaming's Nightly Gaming, and today I want to talk to you about local multiplayer and split screen multiplayer in video games. So last night I was playing some N64 games with my girlfriend, and then eventually we switched over to playing Lord of the Rings Conquest for Xbox 360, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like Star Wars Battlefront, but Lord of the Rings style. It's even made by the same people as the old Star Wars Battlefronts. It's a great game. Had a great time playing local multiplayer, and it got me thinking, more and more games are drifting away from local multiplayer split screen, and I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, I understand PC games focusing on online play because that's a PC strength, but why are consoles focusing on it? You know, PCs are always connected to the internet. If you want to play online games, you just end up going to a PC. It's cheaper because you don't have to pay for any kind of subscription service like Xbox Live. You don't have to deal with making the account and all of that things. You just get to log on and it usually connects right to a server. You're already connected to the internet. You have more options for what you want to do. Usually you can start playing mods easier. You can set up your own servers. You can do all those kinds of things. You can make way more choices, way easier and cheaper. So PCs, I get it. But why consoles? Console games, I feel, should be focused on either single-player experiences, or they should focus more on local multiplayer, with online play being, a bonus on top of that, or even having local split-screen online multiplayer, where I can play with multiple friends in the online modes. But you look at games like Evolve, which is based all around multiplayer, and they don't even offer the ability to do any split-screen for the hunters. There's even 4 hunters, which is the perfect number for the idea of 4-player split screen, which was almost always the case in older multiplayer games. You always saw 4-player split screen. Old consoles, you had 4 controllers. The N64, 4 ports. GameCube, 4 ports in the front so you could have 4 controllers, and it just works out perfectly. But they don't do it. I mean, you look at Evolve, and it's for both PC and for consoles, but I can't imagine that it would have broken the game to allow local multiplayer on consoles. Computers, it's a little bit more difficult, but I don't see that being a problem on consoles. The thing is you even look at games that still do allow for split screen on consoles, they often limit it to 2-player split screen instead of the traditional 4-player split screen. You look at newer games like Star Wars Battlefront, which is, once again, based all around multiplayer like how Evolve is, and you can only do 2-player split screen on consoles. The point of a console is to be able to play in a main area where friends and family would usually be sitting around, so there has to be a different mindset when designing for consoles than there is with PC. PC is more online focused simply just because of the fact that computers are isolated. They have smaller monitors, unlike a TV. TVs are in an open area where everyone can experience them. I mean, consoles are connected to a device that is meant to be enjoyed by multiple people simultaneously in the same room, and yet the game design works completely against that. And I don't understand the design choices there. Even Nintendo, the mainstay of local multiplayer, the company that really is all about their local multiplayer, has started to limit local co-op on a few games, although admittedly not to the same extent as a lot of the industry, in my opinion. But you look at Splatoon, their recent shooter game that they made, and that seems like it would be a great game for local multiplayer to play with friends. And yet the local multiplayer that is available is a subpar game mode, which makes no sense to me because it's a different game mode than what the usual game mode is. It's not nearly as fun. You can only do 2-player multiplayer, and it makes it what could have been one of my favorite multiplayer games into something I only play on occasion. Although I admittedly do still love that game, I only play it on occasion when I, feel the mood, because, there's no incentive for me to really hop online because, a lot of my friends don't even own a Wii U, so if I wanted to play with them, they would have to come over and play in person. Or we play something online like League of Legends through the computer on the internet. And once again, I don't ever really have a huge incentive to go play Splatoon, because the multiplayer, the local multiplayer is useless. I don't know. I miss the days personally when I would sit around with my friends and family playing games. For me, it was on my N64. I was an N64 kid. You know, I'd be playing things like GoldenEye or the old Mario parties, or even things like the multiplayer in Donkey Kong 64 or Banjo-Tooie. You know, games that had a great solo experience, but then also had fun local multiplayer. I feel that consoles need to put a new focus on local multiplayer and not just limit it to games that are clearly just meant as casual party games. Nowadays, most of the, local multiplayer games you get are, simple, fun party games, which is great. I think that needs to be in the market because, when you have people over who aren't necessarily into video games, you want to have something more casual. But I want more local multiplayer on my more gamer-focused games as well. I want local split-screen multiplayer that I can play with people who do enjoy playing games more. I mean, there's a few of them out there. Like, I have to acknowledge Smash Bros. I have to acknowledge the Call of Duty series actually still, at least the last ones I played, which were still a few games back in the series, had four-screen local multiplayer. But there's still a lot of games that don't. Gears of War, you can only have 2 players per screen. It's just, there's so many things that miss out on the opportunity. But with that, I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section down below if I'm the only one that feels this way, if I'm completely out of my mind here, if, I'm stuck in the past of local multiplayer. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm always curious what you guys have to say. But anyways, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my channel if you're interested in seeing more of my videos. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!